Hi, my name is Jonathan Eick, and I'm a secondary social science education major here at Flagler College. Originally, I'm from Easton, Pennsylvania, but I currently live in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, when I started off here at Flagler College, I originally started out as a tour guide for prospective students, working with not only the students, but their parents. And what I did with that position is I had to know specific functions around the school and how they all function together, especially in a small institution like Flagler College. From that job, however, I also got offered a job as a tour guide. This tour guide position was part of the historic aspect of the school, since our school was based out of the historic Ponce de Leon Hotel here in St. Augustine. What that did is allowed me to work from people from all around the world, and from there I've met people from England, from Australia, Canada, and so I've had a lot of experience with multiple people from different backgrounds, and that especially is something I know is important for a teacher. One of the more prominent positions I've held on campus, though, has to be my resident advisor position. Basically, the resident advisor is a community organizer and also helps keep track of the residents here inside the residence halls. This is my second year, and I've had the pleasure of working with 28 other RAs. And what we do is that we're pretty much the first responders should there be a situation on campus. We work together to put on community events. We help students out if they ever need any help with anything, really. We're sort of a little bit of a counselor on campus. So that alone in the aspect of the job has helped me, I believe, become a better teacher in the future. Now, we also have the disciplinary aspect. We are expected to enforce the rules that come with Flagler College. And so that, I believe, was going to be one of my weaknesses as a teacher. But through this position, I definitely learned the skills on how to deal with that and how to help students realize they need to follow the rules. One of my favorite memories of working with children, however, has to be a Surfers for Autism event I volunteered at in 2012. Basically, what Surfers for Autism is that we go to a beach anywhere, specifically at this time it was Jacksonville Beach, and we help students who suffer from autism learn to surf. A lot of times this is their first time in the water, they have a lot of anxiety about it. We work with their parents who help them get into the water and on the board, and it's a fantastic experience of working with children who definitely have that mental disability, and it definitely opened my eyes to wanting to possibly work with students who have that disability. Two very unique aspects about myself that I believe I can bring to teaching are going to be my ability to adapt any situation that I work with. That's one of the big reasons I'm an RA. And the second one would be that my compassion to help students. These are things that I've held very dear to me when it comes to training at Flagler College throughout the education program. I remember back in high school, I had a really tough time my freshman year. I had just moved down here to Florida, actually, and it wasn't really too good for my grades. But I had one teacher who did actually stand out and really help me. His name was Mr. Salvatore Ciano, and he was my journalism and yearbook editor, and he's actually the one who inspired me to be a teacher. He's the one who kind of picked out that I wasn't really socializing and something was up with me, and he actually sat down and talked to me, and that's the kind of closest I know that teachers need to be able to be comfortable with when it comes to working with students, and especially students who feel like they need help. Probably through him is what inspired me to be a teacher in the first place, because he really did help me when I needed it. Through him I learned a lot of very important programs such as Adobe InDesign, Adobe Photoshop, and these are not normally things you just learn on the fly, so he took his time to work with me and give me something to focus on while I was in school. It's this experience and these feelings that I really want to share with my students, in that sense that if they do feel alone, or if they need help or need that special mile that they really need to succeed in high school or in middle school, if I end up being a middle school teacher, I want to really be there to help them. And personally, I want to say that's my biggest and best trait as a future teacher.